Hello, I did another live in Portuguese and I want to do a similar live here with you guys in English so you can have this content too. So today I'm going to talk about abuse, trauma and everything in that realm. So if you ever been through any kind of abuse, this live is going to help you. So first thing, when we think about abuse, we think about being or a victim or being a person that is abusing. Sometimes when we bring conscious to it, we start feeling like, oh my God, I've been the abuser, right? I'm a bad person. So the person that's been abused has a victimhood mentality, and the person that whenever it achieves consciousness enough, start to think about having a consciousness about like being a bad person. But none of this is true, right? Those are just perspectives, points of view. And in abuse, there is so much more to it. When we are in the abuse situation, we don't think about it, but when we start studying about it and we start going through life, then sometimes, we start learning about it. So what I want to share here is I've been through this whole situation my whole life, and I think I'm not the only person. I think everyone here can relate to it because we have all kinds of abuse. Could be authority abuse, it could be power abuse, it could be sexual abuse, mental, emotional, physical, any kind, right? We could be the person that abused or being abused. So we're not here to judge who is right or who is wrong. I'm not saying a person who does it is right, but I'm saying like we're here to see beyond what is right and wrong, right? So to understand that, I was watching a video about Bashar. He's an extraterrestrial and he talks about all kinds of subjects, and this one popped up for me today, and that's why I want to share with you, because I have a personal history with abuse and I want to share how much this video that I watched influenced me and made me see in a different perspective, right? So first I want to share with you all that he said and tell you how much that helped me. So what happened is whenever he said that whenever you are in a situation of abuse, any kind, you're being abused, the abuser, or you've been abused, it's been created a trauma, yes, but in any kind of situation, we need to get out of the victimhood or the idea that we are a bad person because we did something because they're bad, right? So when we look beyond that, we start to see what is possible. What is possible is the truth about the abuse. The truth behind the abuse is the power. So when we are in the situation of abuse, it's only showing in our subconscious mind. There is some mentality, some belief about power. And the belief is, I'm powerless. Because we believe we are too small in this world, right? So we need to show that we have power over someone. And how do we show that? By abusing. Or we need to show that I'm powerless, right? If you have a limiting belief about I'm powerless, then you need to show that by being the victim. So either way, there is a limiting belief in your subconscious mind that is creating this situation over and over and over until you realize what the life is trying to show you is that you have that belief and you need to get rid of. And how do you do that? By start to believe that you have the power inside of you, but not as a human. You have the power with God because you are a divine creature. You are a divine being. So if you are divine with God, you have all the powers to create the life that you want, to change anything that you want. So if you believe that you are a power being with God, there is no reason for abuse anymore. And that's the lesson that the life is trying to teach you. And we mistaken it so much because we think like, why is this keep happening in my life? Why I keep being abused? Or why, we have all this mentality about like bad things about what happened to us. But the truth is, once you accept that what is being brought to you is light over the abuse to show you that you are powerful. So once you start to believe that you are powerful with God, then there is no need for abuse anymore. And those things stop happening in your life, because once you remove the belief, there is no reason for it to keep happening, right? So what I want to bring here is this freedom from abuse by looking through this subject on this perspective, right? So once we understand that, we can be grateful for the situations that brought us here, because those situations made you realize like, oh, I'm not a powerless being. I create my own reality with God. I can co-create anything. I have power that can change everything in my life, but I just don't believe it. So I had to abuse other people. I had to feel abused because I don't believe it. Not anymore. You are not a victim of the destiny. I'm not saying things are not going to happen in your life. I'm just saying they are not going to affect you anymore in the way they did before. So once you change your perspective, this is not going to affect you the same way. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys here. This is a video, I don't know where it is on YouTube, but it's a video about Bashar. And there's this lady asking this question about trauma and abuse in general. And he said, the only thing that is behind the idea of abuse is power. And usually there is the belief that you are powerless. So I thought that was very insightful, very powerful, especially, like I said, for me, going through this at this moment. I'm going through a big healing process, and the power and belief and all that. So this video came in the right time for me, and I think this video here is gonna come in the right time for you too. So let me know in the comments if you went through that, you've been through those situations, and if it changed anything for you. Because for me, when I heard those words, that the truth is you were being abused because, or being, abused, a person that abused other people because you are feeling powerless, it makes the whole change. It's like changing a key in my brain, and then now I can see things through different lens. I can be free from that, and I want to share that to tell you that you can be free too once you understand that. Once you allow yourself to get rid of everything that you were holding on, because there is a necessity to feel like a victim. Sometimes this might still serve you, and it's okay. But if you are ready, you're gonna understand what I'm talking about, and you're gonna be free. Okay? So please comment with here below whatever situation you've been through, if this makes sense to you. This is supposed to be a short life just to share this learning, this insight that I had. And if you like those kind of lives, please let me know. Okay? Have a great day.